Welcome to Modern Homestead, Alaska. I'm Jessica. Today we're taking you along for another huge step in transforming this raw piece of Alaska into the homestead we've always dreamed of. From moving mountains of dirt, hauling in beautiful trees, and putting the finishing touches on a landscape project we started this spring, we're finally starting to see the vision come to life. It's amazing what a little hard work, some heavy equipment, and a whole lot of determination can do. We're planting roots, literally, here in Alaska. We have a full day ahead, so grab a cup of coffee and come along as we keep building this dream, one project at a time. We're headed off to a local greenhouse and a tree farm. All right, I'm at Mid-Valley Greenhouse. They have pulled the trees out of the pasture somewhere, or their tree lot, and they are gonna load them up. So I'm pretty excited, but we'll head in and see if there's anything else that we have to have. We did lots of seed starting and lots of purchase from the greenhouse for the garden this year. And so I just wanna breeze through and see if there's anything I don't have that I really, really want. And then one of the things I get asked about is my rhubarb, which is absolutely massive. I just got them a few years ago at the greenhouse, 32 bucks. Beautiful. Artichokes. See, I got my chives from them and they have come back every single year. All right, so here's what's going on with me. Those two there are called bloomering lilac trees, and they are gonna flank the walkway between the neighbor and I, and then they dug these out for us. So this is our blue spruce, but it is a fat Albert, so it's a dwarf tree, which dwarf for a spruce is still like 12 foot tall. And then these are our larch, and they have overwintered here, and all of them, so they are like an evergreen feel and look to them, and then they lose their needles in the fall. So there's these two guys here. They will get set in. They're just dug out. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Actually, we have some sizing here. Here we go. Average height is 16 to 20 feet, and then 8 to 10 foot around, and cold hardiness to zone 2. Something that Aaron and I decided with all of these trees is if the tree is over $200, we need it to have overwintered in our condition, because we can get a lot of trees up here that came from the lower 48. They've never experienced negative 40 degrees. They've never experienced our wind. They have been in kind of a shorter winter, a more ideal growing conditions. If they're less than $200, we can kind of run some risk, because you can't find everything had been overwintered here. Plus, if it has overwintered, it is more expensive. But the two lilac bloomering trees, they were less than $200. However, they both have overwintered here in Alaska, as did all of these trees here. The larch, I'll have to look it up and flash it, but I believe they get over 40, 60 foot tall, something like that. They will be huge as well. Well, someone's here. I think it's Wyatt. It should be. Aaron is in Juneau. He'll be back by the time this video is out. So for those little ladies that worry about me telling people, I don't tell you until after he's come home. The videos come out after Aaron's back home. But yeah, he was in Juneau today, state capital, and he got to spend the whole day there. So I'm excited to see what he got to see there. So that is fun. Nice. It is Wyatt. about 40 foot high and 10 foot around is it. And I am 5'8", so I just reach my little wingspan out as best I can, and we'll decide where to set those. But the first tree we've got to get out is the little blue spruce, and he's gonna just tuck right over here, and the new walkway is gonna come just kind of at a little curve in it. So a little spruce on this side. It's gonna be super cute. For fertilizer, I'm just using the evergreen tone because I can use a whole cup per tree and we're not really worried about it. And I actually can use like 2 or 3 times that without hurting these trees. Well, the root ball became very exposed and very small on this one larch. However, if you look at the bottom, it is straight. And then I need to kind of stake it maybe just a little bit that way. But I stole a bunch of bags of good soil from the tomato pots that we're gonna put in the greenhouse, because it will be a few days before the compost gets here. So I'm going to pack a bunch of soil around it and get it really watered in. So at least we can try and save this tree if we can. In last week's video, we headed off to Matsu Meats in Palmer in order to grab both some compost for the garden. I'll leave the garden link video for you. We did a whole plant out of the garden and it is amazing. But in this video, we are doing the trees and then the landscaping. 3 of the 5 yards that we got on the first day are all going to go to the trees. So we're going to jump back into our video and I'll leave a link at the end for the garden. All right, now that we got it home, and it's not windy at our house. This is not like Palmer at all. We covered it up. So what's in the back here at the far back is 2 yards of straight compost. The straight compost is going to go as a garden topper. And then the rest of it is a garden soil, like I was saying, and it's gonna go over there to the trees. And we wanna get everything planted out and done. Well, Aaron's gonna use the skidster for me to do all of that. And our plan is a little bit backwards on that from what we would normally do. What we'd normally do is put your barrier down to suppress the weed pressure, then the soil, and so on. But what we're doing this year so that the garden soil is right up against the tree roots and the big things that we're planting, because it's not garden vegetables. Whole point is we're gonna do that, then do cardboard, and then do a layer of wood chips. The rest is gonna come over here. This is gonna be beautiful. So here's my walking path. It's gravel. All this is gonna be connected. This is just here for the moose right now. Dookie, come. Out of the way. flirting, Mr. Milner?
You have more, you can dump in the middle and spread it out, you know?
Right.
But I just want to put the trees that are good.
This has what it needs to start growing. You want between them or right at this one?
Huh?
Between them or right at this one? Okay. Come on it!
wildflower, that mix.
I didn't buy it yet.
Maybe it'd be a good time for it.
No, I just didn't do wood. Right, they just need. Right. Not quite, almost. A little bit of work.
Huh?
Just a little bit of work. Whew. Cannot tell you how just with the soil, how much better this area looks. You are a good gardener. You're a good dirt man. Man with the dirt. Lila. Lila, no. So 8 yards so far
Enough.
for this year,
Huh?
for now.
Yeah, what? All this down.
Yeah, tomorrow, like with a sprinkler head.
So it sits.
All right, so this is the area that we are buttoning up today. We're still looking for a great big tree to go there. We need to plant out 2 lilacs, but we have to build a arch. But today, Aaron, I cannot believe how much new growth. These have barely been in a week, right? And so we got some tree tie stake kits. We probably won't use these plastic ones because the odds of us hitting a rock are just, oh, you know, next to none.
Yeah, like that one?
Like that one.
Hold that. You love this part.
I hate this part.
Down lower so I don't hit you. Just, yes.
Whoa, stop.
Well, let go of it. Let go.
There we go. So, this is a Siberian larch. And it already is happy. All of this right here is brand new growth. It understood the assignment. However, this the trunk is straight, but the top of it is like this. So we're just going to pull it back ever so slightly so that it can gain some strength, growing up tall. These, I think, if I remember correctly, get like 40 foot tall, but they only get about 10 foot around. These trees, everyone, people that have come have thought, well, because that's a blue spruce, that they would touch each other. They won't, because that is a dwarf, a fat Albert dwarf blue spruce. And the way we measured is arm to arm. I'm 8 foot. I am 5'8". Aaron is 6'4". And so we cannot touch trunk to trunk with our arms out. So these are more spread out, where they'll probably touch each other if they hit their max size. However, even if they touch each other, they won't like intermingle. So, you think right there?
I don't know. Huh?
That's better.
I'll get all this stuff out of there. How much do you need?
A little less.
Huh?
That's too hard. Too tight.
Hang on, I just got a mess going on. All right.
Still too tight. Because you're pulling this, the trunk all of a sudden just this way right there. The trunk. Yeah, now it's straight. It's gonna have a little, like, I think next year you'll have to stake it that way a little and keep going. But right here from the ground up, that's a straight tree.
What about sideways?
Because see, it's already got like a little, like they aren't perfectly straight, but that's the best straight I think that tree's gonna get.
Sure that's where you like it?
Yeah, I wouldn't pull it too much tighter.
All right. Let's go.
So we want it to get some wind and some strength. We want it to be strong enough on its own. It says that it'll shed its leaves. We're having trouble with that one over there. I'll show you in a second. But this one, since we planted it, all of these I
You got
know.
gloves on. Put this on.
I will. This one's super pokey. All of this is brand new growth, so it's already pushing new growth and out the top. So this tree as well is very, very happy. Let me see.
Right here.
You want to step back and I'll pull on it, and you tell me where you want to pull on it, from here or here. Step over there. Right back there. Right here.
Go down lower. All right, just right down. Yep. Grab it and pull it back.
There's nowhere to grab him here.
No. Yeah. Right there. Looks good. I don't know. You can get it around there. Tie it off.
How did you tie this?
Huh? Ox and a goose.
Okay, let me walk it. Little tighter. Better. There, she's straight that way. Hang on. Go this way. That's much better. Wow, we got rid of a lot of the lane. That's a pretty tree. That's gonna be a really beautiful tree. Much, much better. Well, that is much better. I'll bring the rake over, and can you tamp with your foot around it? I'll rebuild the mow. I can get you another post for that one. Those are gonna look so, so nice. Okay, so we have this one that fell out of the root ball. We got her planted in, as you saw, and we're just barely gonna stake it, but it needs to go back that way. It is starting to lose some of its needles, and these trees are meant to lose their needles in the fall. So they did say if it gets stressed, it will shed its needles and it'll focus on growing new roots, which is what we're hoping it'll do, and it may just lose all of the needles. We aren't going to give up on it. We aren't going to just pull it out and call it quits. We are going to keep watering it, making sure the root ball never dries out. Like, it almost likes to be sitting in water. And if we do that, keep it super, super wet, it should put all of that focus into the root and have a really nice tree later. It's really beautiful. It's just unfortunate that it happened the way that it did. So I do just keep building a moat around it, and then really, really watering and soaking it in. And there's inches of water in this soil, and it will just kind of drink it up. Good soil around the root ball, giving it plenty to root out into. And I think it's gonna be perfect.
Maybe I don't. You want to go right here, right?
Yeah.
How much?
Oh, that's so much better. Yeah.
More or less?
Nope. Leave him right there.
Sure?
Yeah.
That looks better.
Well, I wanted to show you this area just for my documentation, but I'm so happy with how it is so far. Someone asked why I had moved cattle panels over here. They are to protect the trees from the moose. So those were the first 3 that we planted out. And I even planted just some extra plants in this pot that will like this section. They're already starting to grow. It's going to be really beautiful. There is a mosquito pot in that corner, and then I just kind of raked all of it up. The one cherry, is that a cherry or apple blossom? It is struggling. The other 2 are pushing new growth. So I read up on that it's a very, very common. And that one was like a little bit root bound. We got lots of good soil around it. And so what they will do, and this one's probably doing the same thing like we said, is they will shed their leaves and focus on their roots. And I'm keeping that one super watered in as well, because even though it's raining right now as we speak, it is these light drizzles. Most of our moisture actually comes from our snow load, which we had plenty of, but it's not left over in the soil. Everything is kind of drained down. If you dig down at all, it is completely dry. Aaron helped me finally move this over here. Isn't that cute? I love that. I love it, love it, love it. So this bench came from my G-mom, and it was in her house in Texas. I lived in Texas with her my senior year of high school, and she loaded it up. It was on her deck all the time. In California is where she lived next. She sold that, and then at some point when Aaron and I think we're in Arizona, we got that from her as a gift. All of the wrought iron furniture came from my grandmother. So the little bistro table set I have by the chicken coop, and this one. And then these are the same pillows from last year. I just washed them because they get so much mold and mildew type of things on them with the amount of moisture we get in the air. So, and then look at these. You guys, you and I planted these up, and they were basically like some leftover red, white, blue things. There's a little white in the pansies and yellow. They're starting to just take off, and look at, they're gonna be so huge, like the hugest pots. So walking you over here, you've already seen the woodshed, which I'll probably show you again this week. We're gonna do, look at those dahlias are real. They match the flower color almost identical. I just keep looking out and seeing those, and I'm like, oh, I am so in love. I am so in love with that yellow dahlia. That couldn't have been perfect. Couldn't have been more perfect. I actually picked up all the tools and took them in. This pot, we have one struggler, but the rest of it, it's really starting to come alive. Same thing. We have 2 dahlias here. I think in the next couple of days I'll trim them so that they'll flush new blooms. I'll cut those off and maybe pop them in the house and have them to look at. Mosquito pots are doing great. We're starting to bloom the red of the geranium. The mint is just going for it. Look at these, both sides there. And then I tuck some nasturtiums in. These should be red, like a cherry red nasturtium, and look at those are going for it as well. So that's just a small update. Now here's what I tucked in over here. These 2 are permanent, so that's a true blue lilac. It's starting to bloom. I fed it. We're keeping it watered in. I had some extras. Those were the pansies we started from seed. This is a hodgepodge of color, but I just wanted something in the soil. And Aaron and I are deciding, because I did buy a bag of, like, it's a grass seed, but it's not for grass. It's for buckwheat, because buckwheat won't go to seed here. so it won't stay, it won't overwinter. So it's a good cover crop for us, because the soil is going to start growing stuff, whether we want it to or not, unless we cover it over with the wood chips or do something. But I may do that, whatever. So we had some super petunias. The dogs dug up 2 of them. I put them back. They should be fine. And then I popped a bunch of dahlias, or nasturtiums in, and if you see those little tiny leaves, that's all brand new growth since I popped those in. And then these are the black nasturtiums, and then the dahlia, or the pansies, are supposed to be like black and white. I don't know if the color I don't know where we are in the color wheel with all of these things, but I think they will be just really, really beautiful if they'll flourish, and at least there's something in the soil. That is our double flowering plum, or the rose tree of China. It is planted out too. They should just cover the wellhead, so that is kind of going to be masked by these 2 shrubs. They will also bloom and come out of hibernation and have their blooms at different times, so we'll have some staggered blooming when all of that happens. Now, my neighbor Carolyn and I think the Carolyn walkway should have a gentle curve of some sort, so Aaron's moving these. He's going to build me a little archway that sets it, and then these 2 bloomerang lilac trees will go on either side of that. They're just now starting to break dormancy. They have also overwintered in our area, so they should be fine. And then these, you just saw us stake all of them up, and then I raked all of this beautiful garden soil that Aaron brought in, and I just think, doesn't that look buttoned up for sure, like accomplishing today's goals of let's just make it clean and tidy. It's not perfect, everything's not planted out, we haven't found our giant tree, but what have we done? We have just buttoned up some stuff. I wanted to show you, these are black spruce, and this one we truly messed around with too much, but look at that. If you see all of this right here, that's all new growth. So it's all pushing new growth. They're kind of an ugly little tree. That's probably why people will plant them. They're beautiful to look at in the distance. Like if you look out into the forest in the distance, they're really, really pretty. But man, they're happy. This one was messed with too because we shoved these rocks to hold back the dirt. I want to hold back the dirt and keep these guys alive if I can. That one has some sadness in the side, so we'll just ignore that. But all these grew by nature, not by anyone planting them. That one's pretty happy. Look at that guy. Pretty happy tree. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, now I think the last thing I'm going to do today is button up by the front of the house and then end this video. So Aaron had to run to town. He's got a big day tomorrow. He's got to go to Juneau. He flies to Juneau in the morning and he's home that evening, so I'm not alone. But for me, it's like he's gone for the day. For him, it's like super early, some stress, all that fun stuff. But as always, my front door just seems to catch everything until we get it all tidied up. So I'm going to deal with this pile, which isn't all trash. The lawnmower, I need to take that out to the off-grid cabin. We want to put the batteries in. We want to do all that. Take you guys along for that. My plastic that we covered the garden with, I'm going to store it and we'll use it again next year because it's such a short amount of time that we put it on the garden. So it has a lot of years of life in it. My everything is in that is trash. There's some trash and then there's stuff, but this is what I'm talking about. We end up with piles and woo. Now I'm just rambling. So we get all this tidied up. We'll take one last peek and then I'll let you go. So I moved up there the pot planter that actually matches this. that we planted out together. So that is lovely. Just kind of raked up. That's nice. That little scrunchy hose helps me water everything around the porch and wash Duke off. Do all of that. And then I got these pots set in their place. How cute. That is going to be a big purple dahlia and the chartreuse. And then the petunias that started it all were cut way back. And look, they're starting to finally bloom. I've had a couple of starting to bloom up there on the pots too. But look at these, the fuchsia. Aren't those so gorgeous? Perfect. So I just got this whole front of the house tidied and finished. This pot isn't doing as well, but I think some of this stuff, this one I love. And they were all supposed to be the same, but they weren't supposed to be this, like this multi. However, I love the few pots that I find that one in. The sweet potato vine needs a little bit of love, but I got this pot down here as well. And look at that, the bunny tail stuff. But these are gonna be purple. It is so amazing to actually be done with 2 entire chunks. Just, you know what I mean, cleaned up. I have some stuff to do around the garden fences. Aaron is home now, but everything around the woodshed, all the plants and stuff potted out. Oh my, I am so happy. Look at all of that. Look at all of that. Lovely. And then here in a minute, we'll be able to start, if I spin around, start parking back over there. Won't that be amazing? So there you have it. Thanks for being part of the video today. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, you'll get notification, thumbs up and comments. Everything helps our channel to grow. Thank you for being part of everything that we do around here. And with that, I hope that you are blessed. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead of you, and I hope you come back to see us in the next video. Bye for now.